All right, hello YouTube out there. Yeah, I look like an out of work bum. Basically, I have not been shaving for the last couple of days. Because Angie and I we're currently on a layoff right now from a place of employment, and they encouraged us to go ahead and file for employment anyway. And we should have filed it a few days ago, but we looked at our budget and see how it goes, how it's going on out there. We decided let's go ahead and file for unemployment just in case if they extend it with this virus deal. Yeah, here in Iowa, we had two more deaths today. I think the deaths totals up to, I think, as of right now, I think it's like 29, I think it is. I'm not for sure. No new cases in Iowa. There's a few cases in Iowa, but not many. And there's been a conspiracy going on out there that New York City's been fudging their numbers. A lot of big cities have been fudging their numbers uh, in that situation because now, if I see it on Facebook, I've been reading on Facebook already for the past week. When someone posts a death on the first thing comes out of somebody's keyboard is was it coronavirus, and they don't even read the statement underneath where basically they were battling cancers and stuff. So people do die for other reasons, not always the corona. So I'm really the media's behind all this BS, politicians behind some of this BS. Just be aware when you read something, when you read somebody has passed away recently, make sure it states in their thing what they died of, because sometimes they will mark it down. If they don't mark it down, and that's family wishes. Always respect family wishes if they don't want to discuss what the person or persons died of. Basically, so always respect the family wishes in that general area. Otherwise, as far as we know, we try to stay inside as much as possible, which is always good because there's no place to go, no place to hang out. And if you do hang out at some of the parks, be very careful out there. Uh, the shelters are closed to the public here in town, as far as I know. This is as far as I know. The public is the shelters are closed to the public. Basketball courts, they removed the basketball nets, rims and nets, so no one can't play basketball. They should rope it off because skateboarders like to use that because they closed a skate park here in town. On all the playground equipment and any other basketball courts, tennis courts, and some other courts for other events where people can gather. They're really concerned about the benches up there on Riverfront. I noticed one of the comments on main channel commented that if anyone was caught sitting on a park bench in a major city, they were subject to a big fine because I think they said they closed the park entirely. So no public, any way, shape, or form to not even do a walking through the trails or sidewalks through a park and that. So it's hard to get out and get fresh air basically. So yeah, social distancing, like what I'm seeing right now, one watcher, that's social distancing right there, as far as we know, but people can chime in anytime they want and that. So yeah, I tell you what, this stuff really itches. I haven't gone to this long in a long time. Almost like last time I had a beard this long, it would have been almost before I started YouTube, basically. So that was it. That was a long time ago. When I started YouTube, I mean, I was shaving it. I let it go up to a point, and I just whack it off. But yeah, I look like an out of work bum, basically. But it is what it is. Uh, More businesses are supposed to close because they cannot run in the red. Labor costs. They look at the labor costs and other costs that runs the business. That just wasn't feasible to be operating. So they decided to, save money to shut it down, which it's a good idea anyway, because any businesses should not run in the red. Even in this trying times that we're in, you can still run into the red really easy. Go out for essentials. Basically, grocery stores, just buy what you need to get by. Sometimes it's healthy food, sometimes it's not so healthy food. It's basically what you get. And if you're able to get your hands on any toilet paper, paper towels, or tissues or napkins, just buy enough to get you through at least the next 30 days, if all possible. Don't be hoarding 25 years of supply of paper towels. The paper towels don't age well. I'm going to let you guys know that paper towels, especially toilet paper, does not age well at all. Because there's some chemicals that will break down over time, and it's almost like as soon as that paper towel gets to, or toilet paper gets really old, you must be better off wiping your butt with sandpaper. Basically, that's what it feels like towards the end. Toilet paper does not age well at all. So we have to speak by experience because when we moved from one town years ago, we used to live in Savannah, Illinois, and went to move to Lowmore, Iowa back in the early 80s. We found some toilet paper and we saw how old it was. We just put it someplace that we didn't find it until moving day, and we realized we started using it right away, and boy, it was old stuff. But then I guess the quality in the late 70s, early 80s was not as good as it is today. So just let you guys know, just some of that stuff don't age well. So just be aware of that. So it's nice to stock up on it, but not 25 years of supplies on it. People, come on, get a life on that end. And that. So okay, like I said, there's a lot of people kind of panicking on Facebook. A lot of a lot of bickering and political bickering, finger pointing, and all that stuff. And it just comes down to common sense. Come on, people, just use some common sense up here. If you're worried about your politicians not shutting down the state, just do yourself a favor. If you're basically got no place to go, there's really no place to go out here unless it's the essentials. Just stay home. And if you have to go out, just go out for a walk in your neighborhood, or just drive down to a bike trail that is open and just take a short walk on the bike trails and that. So just keep yourself home as much as possible. And that is probably the same. And you don't need a governor just to tell you to stay in. Basically, some people are dumb enough to realize they have to depend on government just to get by their daily lives. Basically, and sometimes without government, we don't get some certain things that someone will probably need. And I'm not really fond of socialism. But in some cases, this is not really socialism that we applied for unemployment, but it was a safety net that they put in, and just it's a nice little safety net because sometimes some people just don't know how to save enough money for that rainy day, and unfortunately, we were one of them, and that. So yeah, it's always. And I'm just getting too old to start a rainy day fund, so I should have started young in my life, and I didn't really start it like that. And they always say every time you get a paycheck, if you're watching this video and if you're under, let's say, between the ages of 20 and 25, it's probably be a good time to start saving a percentage of your paycheck. Every paycheck, just get it set aside for that rainy day fund. Once you hit up to that certain bank account number, then you may want to open up another account, or treat it as a special account. Talk to your financial banks to find out what you can do, because you don't want to save more than $275 in any bank unless you're planning to get it in stocks and bonds and maybe gold and silver, and just keep it under a lockbox, or just keep the cash under a safety deposit box, and that the extra cash in the safety deposit box or something like that. I don't know. So I didn't really done it all my life, and I should have done it basically. So yeah, it's just always ask your financial advisor for that information too. They'll always get it once this thing blows over, and that. So as of right now, according to here in Iowa, that we're watching, that we're doing here in Iowa, that that we're doing this live show from. Uh, we're supposed to be back to normal as early as April 30th at the end of the month. And a lot of people is talking about May 1st. Some people are talking about May 2nd. I even heard this could go until July and August. I don't think they want to go that long, basically, because now we know that. Oh, by the way, hand sanitizer has always works. Doesn't matter where you get it from. This is the men's version of Bath and Body. I got that much left, but don't worry. I got another bottle, and I got 2 more bottles on standby. Angie's the one who's running low. She's on the last 3 bottles, so she may have to use one of mine for a while and that. So, yeah, cheers. Yeah, I should be saying off of this too. So, and that. So, oh man, I don't know who else is on. I only got one person watching. It's just like that last time. Probably a lot of people forgot I came on Chuck Chat, so they forgot. Probably forgot I have this channel anyway, and that. So yeah, the creators on YouTube, as you know, we're no different. They're trying to the darnest to keep up with fresh content, and it's not easy to do. And of course, everybody's just totally on edge right now. Just it's like something's about to happen out there. Somebody's going to say, you know what, screw all this. I'm going to go out and have fun. We're going to do a family get together. Who cares? If they want to risk and that. So yeah, this is what they usually do in most communist countries. Basically, you're only allowed to go from your house to work, shopping, and back home. You're not allowed to do anything else. So now we know how some of those countries live, which is not fun and that. So yeah, it's just not fun. It's not easy to do, and it's just frustrating too at times when you're just basically cooped up in your apartment or house or home or wherever you may be living. It's just gotta take it easy and just go as is. Basically, just take it in stride because I'm pretty sure we have not seen this anytime in my lifetime. So I know some of the older folks probably saw it in their previous lifetimes, early in their lives, with some form of virus or World War II. Some of the older folks probably still remember that's still alive today. Remember World War II and all that stuff. The 1960 bomb scare, the Cuba Missile Crisis. Probably I was born after that, so about a good 4 or 5 years after that crisis took down. Yeah, so it was scary times then, basically. So yeah, so we do in 9/11. I was around during 9/11. I better be in that. So. And that was a scary time back then, but that was even that we were back in our normal lives. I think within a week, we was just back to normal within a week. We was just our country was on a lockdown for about a few days, and that time President Bush decided let's get everybody back into normals, and it's just things changed back then, which unfortunately created a new group of people, kind of with the attitude, if you see it, report it. Yep. If they see it, they'll report it to the police and they'll investigate. Even just normal routine stuff. To this day, it still happens. If you see it, report it. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that just happens. Weird things can happen out there. Strange things happen out there, too. So, yeah, it shouldn't be for a second, yeah. One thing I hate this time of year is sinuses. My sinuses have been acting up because trees are blooming, flowers are blooming, pollen is in the air, and of course that's allergy season too for the early part of the year. Wait until later this summer when pollen really gets going, and that. So that's even we'll be able to get outside and that. So yeah, it's just the things that we just gotta be careful of. Be safe out there. Don't depend on the government, and when you guys read something on Facebook, just read it very carefully. Make sure the sources are legit. If someone is taking lighthearted stuff, take it with a grain of salt. Have fun. Even when we're in trying times, there's people out there who still want to post fun stuff out there. Just to ease the tensions out there. Right now, tensions on Facebook is just at an all-time high. I have never seen it this high on Facebook. That I've on the pages I've seen that from friends, from so-called friends I see post up there, and they're not just adding, they're just adding the problem. That's the only thing I add. It's just they're not problem solvers. They just add to the problem. That's what makes it an issue with me when it comes to this coronavirus. It just adds to the problem. They just want to just continue to add the problem in that. So it's always best not to add to the problem. And one of my Facebook friends, I have it. He only posts his good mornings, reply to his good mornings, and he does a good evening once in a while. And sometimes he'll show his now his delivered food from his favorite eateries, basically, or favorite pickup now because he can't eat inside any restaurants at all. And I kind of miss hanging out in places too. So that's what this virus has done. It really destroyed your daily life in a way on places you want to hang out at. Even if it's your favorite watering hole, restaurant, movie theater, bowling alley, any activities. It's even affected how we do our city parks in a way. Uh, just you can't hang out with more than 10 people. You gotta keep social distancing of 6 feet apart or better. And it's just in some stores it is limiting so many customers per 1,000 square feet, or in some cases they're only limiting only 3 or 4 customers a time until this virus is over and that. So but you don't know who the carrier is. That's the scariest part about this virus. Uh, it may not come from a sick person. The virus could be carried by the most healthiest person you ever know, basically. So uh, they can get that virus from somebody else. They won't show any symptoms at all until they have some accidental contact with another person, and that person will carry it. Sometimes they will come down with that symptoms, sometimes they won't, and sometimes they'll pass it on unwillingly to somebody else because it's just like a hot potato until someone catches it and comes down with this illnesses, and that's where they don't know where they got it from. So basically, that's why they ask when they come down with the virus. That's why usually they ask, "What's your travel history?" So always better to know where's your travel history in the last few months, at least last couple months, what you've been doing in case you were asked, in case you get sick and that. So this way they can track down that information and hopefully get that information out. But right now, I don't even trust the media out there anymore. I try local news is probably the only way I go, but that getting to a point they're starting to fudge numbers too. Like I said, media has been out there fudging numbers, politicians out there fudging numbers. There is an election coming up. This is what they do to get elected. They do scare tactics. They try to come back with one side try to come back with real facts. The other side comes back with scare tactics. And usually when people panics, they tend to vote scared. Don't be voting scared this November. Their remember is this. The politicians that does something, that's willing to do something, is going to do it. Make sure they are voted back in. The ones who are playing political games, make sure they're voted out, basically. We're done with these political. A lot of people won't even vote this year anyway because a lot of people are saying the vote won't count anyway because one political party will always threaten to overturn the election anyway because they don't like the outcome, so they try to overturn the elections and that. And then there's been cases that some votes got overturned anyway. Some elections got overturned because they ruled the election unconstitutional and that, but people voted on it anyway. This is why people don't trust government, basically. So, uh, but just probably the best advice is do common sense during this crisis. Just stay home, Go out only when you necessary. If you need to go out for fresh air, just go out for like a quick walk for your day, and that's it. And unfortunately for me, I like to walk by the miles when I get a chance. But right now, I can't get a chance to do that because the weather has been crappy around here lately. We had some snow today. We had 3 or 4 snow squalls that came through, just dump. It looks like we are down a major blizzard. Then all of a sudden it stops. So no accumulations here in Iowa with that snow, but nothing else in that. So like I said, allergies this time of year, I really hate them. It's not good, not fun, because people will mistake it as coronas, as the coronavirus. Basically, that's what a lot of people is really are getting really stupid with. Basically, just because someone coughs, uh, yeah, remember there's also whooping cough. There's also people can cough out of. Just remember when you cough, just cover yourself. Just go like this and cover your cough. That's what they recommend. Use your arm, use your elbow, cough into your shirt, something like that. And as soon as you get home, change it out and that. So, but yeah, just cover your cough, cover your sneeze, and for heaven's sakes, don't touch your face. That's what they're saying. But I already touched my face a couple times. I guess I don't. I guess does that mean I come down with coronavirus? I don't think so. I don't know. And that. So yeah, it's just be very careful out there, and it's just one of those issues. Like I said, we're I'll say we're in the first month into this here in Iowa. Our countries has been in it for almost a month and a half now. Uh, oh, by the way, any baseball being played out there right now? Baseball season started. No baseball, but I heard they're starting. They're planning to play baseball in Arizona with no fans. That's what they were planning to do, but if it does, it's only going to be the first 30 games, and the rest of 40 games they'll probably play with limited amount of fans. I don't know how they're going to work that out. I did talk to one of my Facebook friends in Chicago, and he's concerned that he bought a bunch of tickets for the Cubs this year, and he's not sure. He's not sure if he's more worried if they're going to play or if they're going to refund the money or give him credit for the next one. He's got like 6 hockey games that he got tickets still had not been used, and they had not decided if they're going to play or refund the money or credit into next year. He's hoping that he would credit them for next year's tickets. Give him like a credit. Basically, that would work out for him and that. So it's even affecting my some of my Facebook friends in Chicago, how they're doing their entertainment, especially this summer. Now baseball season is in. Hockey and NHL, hockey and NBA would be going into the playoffs right now. Uh, Hockey will be in their playoffs right now. NBA will be just wrapping up. As of a film, they'll be in their final week. I would think so. I'm not for sure in that. So I gotta look over to Angie because she's supposed to be doing a project. So I don't want her interrupting me when I said it is because, like I said, I don't know. So I said leave it down comments down below or side chat, whatever, and that. So, yep. But like I said, just take it in stride. Stay indoors, stay healthy, and I guess what I'm going to do. We're just going to go ahead and sign out of here. I only got one person watching and that, but yeah, I don't want to make this video too long anyway. But yeah, if you're unemployed as right now, don't be afraid to file for your unemployment to make sure your business did close due to coronavirus. Okay. I've been hearing businesses they closed and fired all their employees so they don't have to pay. Now, here's what the government says. I don't know how accurate this is. According to the unemployment stats here in Iowa, they will not charge the business for the unemployment. Basically, they will not charge the business for unemployment benefits So the businesses are supposed to be free and clear. And of course, a lot of the businesses did not get the memo. And actually, our employer encouraged us to file for unemployment, basically, because he knew that he's not really paying for it. Well, everybody paid for it. It's called tax dollars. Yeah. So actually, we're paying for it. You're paying for it. It's called tax dollars. That's what tax dollars are supposed to use for anyway. Unfortunately, too many politicians use it for something else. And that. Okay, I don't want to make it too political here, but just do some common sense. If you have to go out for a walk, just go out for a walk. What I may have to do eventually once in a while myself. I gotta try to lose weight one way or another. Summer plans on the main channel is up in the air as of right now. It's still up in the air right now as we're talking about it. I have not made any official decisions, but I'm going to have some options in that. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? About time you chimed in. I was about ready to head out of here real quick, but I'll try to go a little longer. How's the virus thing down there where you live? And that making tacos over here. Okay, good. Yes. We're gonna make tacos one. We gotta make tacos ourselves once in a while. Ourselves. But
Is that making the taco spaghetti?
no.
Say you're gonna try it.
uh, I don't know. Did I do taco spaghetti yet, Brandon? Or are you just making simple tacos? And that. So, uh, yeah, we're just talking about a little bit of the virus. Be safe out there. I know a lot of truckers are creating still good content out there. The daily adventures, they're trying to show what they can show with this virus scare. The only problem is Trucker Josh. It's just making it so depressing. I got to a point I stopped watching him right now because he made it so depressing. And that sometimes can be depressing at times. It's not easy to put fresh content. Even on our regular channels, I know there's a lot of younger YouTubers that are having problems with their trying to come up with fresh content too. They're trying to play household games, new recipes, and all that stuff, and other stuff here. Yeah, I heard. Oh wow, that's news. It's bad. Yeah, they won't let people in from Louisiana into Texas or Florida. I heard Florida is don't allow people from New York into Florida. That's how bad it is. But then I talked earlier in this live show that some of the media, there's been some conspiracy theories out there already on YouTube. I forgot what channels that talked about it. They're already talking about conspiracy theories that the city, the local cities and state government is already fudging those numbers. They had an unexplained. They said one study said they had almost like 700 deaths in New York City in a 24 to 48-hour period, and basically it comes down to is someone questioned that real fast because it's not yet. Maybe for lunch on Saturday, taco spaghetti. All right. Yeah, it's because someone else tried it. They say it's good. But yeah, they've been fudging the numbers. Like I said, they've been known. They want to fudge the numbers to make it look bad, and they want to make any incumbent. Let's put it this way: they're going to make what the incumbent opponents look bad, but then they themselves are incumbents. They're just going to make themselves look like a monkey's uncle if they continue to push this false numbers. Because someone's going to fact find these real fast, and they're going to dig into it, and someone's going to come out saying that person lied, lied 100%. The media lied 100% on this. So, like I said, look at your local news, possibly. Your local news sources probably, unless they decide to fudge it just to make their affiliates look good or make it look bad and that. So, and I try to stay away from the news as much as possible. It's so negative, basically. They always had a policy: if it bleeds, it leads, basically. So you can't really get good news because one thing they do not talk about. Here's what I'm going to say about this virus thing before I sign out. There's one thing they do not talk about. on this at all. Nobody in the media. Maybe Fox News will do it once in a while, but then CNN and all them will criticize them as false numbers anyway. Look at the numbers that has recovered. Those are the numbers we should be encouraging on, because people do recover from this virus. Now remember, the deaths are pretty small. The health recoveries is huge numbers. I mean, just huge numbers. It's almost like comparing between it's almost like comparing a golf ball to a baseball. That's how much the difference is. I would say a golf ball more like a bowling ball, because the numbers are just so huge. Just huge numbers. Basically, a golf ball being so small and the bowling ball being so big. That's the difference is. It's just huge numbers. Always look, and there's a website out there. I wish I put a link to it, but I don't have time to put a link in it right now. So I'm going to sign off here. I want to do something else here real quick. Check out some other YouTube videos and that. I got close. We got to finish up our current filming right now. Yes, I am. If Brandy was still here, I love like an hour work bum. Yes, we did file for unemployment. Angie and I, we're both out of work right now. We do have enough money on hand to pay a few bills and next month's rent, and maybe a couple more bills after that. But then it's just going to be down how soon we get back to work, and we just can't wait to get back to work and that. So we'll just see how. And we're using, and technically we will be using some of our vacation money if we have to, but if we should not be denied the unemployment, because we were laid off because of coronavirus. Because of the business that we employed just did not see enough customers coming through at all, because there was so limitations. People are scared out of their wits. They're more going to the grocery store than going to, let's say, a local restaurant or eatery or something like that. That's where we work, in one of those places, and they don't see enough customers. A lot of businesses just have shut down because they're running too much in the red. Yeah, so. All right. Right now, for the numbers I've been hearing on this before we close it out, it's too early to tell, but I think Iowa has hit its peak, but I can't really confirm or deny it. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes for the next 72 hours, because this is supposed to be the tail end of the peak week I was predicting. I did predict it on the main channel. It was supposed to be this past weekend, which it was peaking, and it looks like it may have peaked. Some of the states, they're trying to fudge the numbers one way to keep the numbers high, and don't think it's still peaking, because there's even politicians are even considering closing down all the summer events. And of course, one summer events here in town has already called off their whole season. That's the Playhouse. Our local Showboat Theater is shut down for 2020 summer play season. There'll be no summer plays this year on the Showboat this year. That's unfortunate on that. So, but it is what it is, and that. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here. Be safe out there. Stay home when possible. If you do go out, they suggest wear a mask. Wear a mask in public. And they also just suggested 6 feet difference between you and another person. Don't gather in groups of 10. And when you find toilet paper to buy, don't buy the whole supply of it. Share it with other people. Let other people buy it. Please, Angie, please. This is supposed to be my show, not yours. You go on your own channel. You do what you want, okay? That was it.
You.
Yeah, she'll slap me. That you can hear Angie in the background. She'll slap me. I'll do it myself. I don't want her touching me. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe button, notification bell. We'll see you guys next time. Be safe out there. Stay home if possible. All right. We'll see you guys later.